Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Shadow Nexus 13. I'm your host, Thranadian. And today we have a brand new episode for you. So, that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. I hope you like the glasses. So, what are we doing today? Today, I wanted to have a general discussion, based on common sense and, mindfulness and our awareness and all these things. Because today, folks, we are doing Earth School version 0.0. And why is it 0.0? Because we need to get to absolute zero in order to understand that we never knew anything at all. No, we didn't. All right. So welcome to Earth School version 0.0. I hope you can see this good, because I need to be able to see myself and all that good stuff too, right? Right. Okay, so Earth School version 0.0. And what's this about? Well, imagine this whole entire board is Earth, right? It's our playground of everyday life. Right? So in Earth School, every day, it's what we all know for a fact, that inside this Earth School, this daily, day-to-day life, one thing that's really relevant and is fact, right, is, well, we can turn it into a motto, right? Welcome to Earth School, where ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. Everyday life, right? Well, we know that's a thing. So, grab a rag here. For every day, ignorance is bliss. All right? Now, what's important is mindfulness, right? And why is mindfulness so important? Well, it has to do with comprehension, for one, right? And the fact that when we're being mindful of how we're affecting other people around us in our environment, we are also being mindful of boundaries, right? Not social distancing. Yes, there is boundaries within that, but that's not what I mean. While it's cool to have respectful boundaries, yes, like, why do we have a man cave? Why is there a woman cave? Why is it important to have space if you're in a relationship? Or, not being all up on the next guy in the store, or leaving your fucking grocery cart in the middle of the aisle. There's 15 other million people that got to go through. Well, mindfulness, if you got any common sense, you just don't do that. Or how about, let's stand here and have a conversation and not shop at all, right? There's that. There's always that. But then there's the other things, right? Like, how do we know when somebody's trying to test our patience, really get into our resolve and test our resilience, right? Well, here's an example. Oh, see, let me get this. It's really not about me. It's about, can you see it? All right. It's a little bit better, I guess. I think I can dig that. Okay. So I'm going to use myself as an example here for the story. And here's the environment. Right? We're going to split this environment in half. And let's pretend there's an invisible line here, but it's visible for the time being. Right? And within this environment, with the invisible line in there, my environment happens to be hotel hell. So my environment is hotel hell, all right? And we have the owner, / management. All right. And here's this guy. All right. And then over here, here's this guy. And this guy is me, right? With my long ass hair, my short ass neck, just going about my day, right? I'm taking out the trash, right? I got 2 bags in this hand, 1 in the other. The one in this hand, right, happens to have a broken spot in it. And I don't want to, because I'm being mindful, I don't want to get this trash all over the parking lot. So, right, just keep that in mind. Let's talk about management here. The owner. So he sees me, and he said to me in the past, when I went down the steps and I've had trash in my hands, he was like, oh, just throw away trash in the trash can right there. There's a trash can right there, you know, being nice. So he tells me, this is like the first week I'm here, right? So the first week I'm here, the words that come out of his mouth is, hey. And he points his little finger and he says, there's a trash can right here. All right? So here's this trash can. He's trying to be nice. Here, we'll put the handle on it and all that shit. He's trying to be nice. And he says, throw it in there. Throw away in this can. Throw that trash away. Throw that trash away in this can right here. You don't have to walk all the way over here to the dumpster. The dumpster is all the way over there, folks. All right. So, okay, I do that. That was week 1. I only had 1 bag that day, right? So I was like, thanks. I'll keep that in mind for convenience, right? All right. Well, let's fast forward, all right? And today I am currently in my, I think, almost 10th month of being here. I think it's month 10 that I've been here now. Yeah, something like that. But anyways, that's besides the point. So here I am today. I'm taking out the trash. And, you know, he's in the doorway of the room. Right? And doorway of a room. Well, outside the threshold. He's standing on the sidewalk. And he's got his little supplies cart and everything. And he sees me walking over there with these 3 bags of trash, right? Me, I'm being mindful, thinking, oh, no big deal. I'll take this busted bag of trash because I'm not sure it's going to make it all the way across the parking lot. Not only do I not want to clean it up if it does, I'd rather just get to the convenient location that I was already okay to do in the first place, right? Well, I do so. I'm so obliged. I go over to the trash can that he pointed out 10 months ago because I remembered that. Now, majority of the time, I don't even bother this trash can. I've only used it once the day that he told me I could use it for convenience, right? Well, so any other time, I go all the way over there, which is like three units away from the one that I'm in, right? So like 3 school buses away, right? And I'm upstairs. So me being the mindful, respectful, smart individual, with intelligence that I am, right? The all intellect that I have, one with a brain. I'm not an NPC. So here I am being mindful. I walk over to the trash can, I open it, and I throw the busted bag in there. And here he sees me, and he says, hello buddy, you did throw the trash in that trash can. You take it to the dumpster over here. Fuck you mean? All the way over there. And I said, yeah, buddy. I know. But this is what I'm thinking, right? I'm like, yeah. I was like, I got you. I was like, I wasn't going to put it all in there. And I was like, but this bag of trash is busted. Right? So I'm trying to tell him. I was like, well, this one's busted. I don't want it to go all over the place. He was like, no. He wants to block me out. He don't want to listen to anything that I have to say because this is how he is, right? It's his way or the highway. And, right? He ain't trying to hear anything, right? Because everything he does is fucking absolutely perfect and right. And, so I'm trying to tell him, I was like, no, it was busted. I don't want to throw it. He was like, no. He was like, he wanted me to go to the trash can, get it out of the trash can, and take all 3 bags to that dumpster. I was like, I'm not fucking doing that. I was like, I'm not doing that. I was like, it was broken, guy. Listen to me. It was busted. I was like, that's why I threw it in that can, because you told me I could in the first place 10 months ago. Right? He's like, oh, okay. Well, that's fine. So I take the 2 trash bags, and I go over to the dumpster with the other 2, and I very kindly, I don't mind doing so, just like I do any other time, and I throw it in the trash, into the dumpster. And here comes the negative thought process trying to creep into my mind, like, you know what? Fuck that guy, like, he doesn't want to listen. He's just Mr. fucking know-it-all. So here's shadow side creeping in, trying to talk in my ear, trying to get me like, yo, get rowdy. Like, tell him to fuck off and all that stuff. I'm like, just breathe. I'm outside. It's nice out. It's like 58 degrees here in Ohio right now. So I'm just like, just breathe through it. And I'm telling that mindset that's trying to creep in and just nag. And I'm like, listen, we ain't doing this today. I just took a breath of fresh air. We already know how this man is. He's not like that all the time, but I think he has it out for me. Because there's been plenty of times he's come in here, right? And the few times he's come in here, like with pest control. Here, I'll tell you a story. Let me tell you a story. All right. So one day he comes. There's a knock on the door. Pest control, right? And he says, obviously it's the guy he comes in here. He's got spray bottles and he's got one of them pump sprayers, right? And so he's all talking about Well, he comes in. He's asking me. He says, he's like, does it looks good in here? He's like, mind if I check the smoke detector while I'm in here? I was like, yeah, go ahead, check the smoke detector, And see, I got pest control timed out where I know what days they come. I have it written down so that I can go uninterrupted, right? 2 steps ahead, not 2 steps behind. And so this in particular day, the pest control comes. I was sitting there on the edge of the bed. I was waiting for the knock on the door. It was that time. They always come a little bit early, around 10:30, 11. And pest control's in here. He comes in. He's checking the detector. Dude's spraying. Well, he looks over here and he sees my Hecate altar, right? And he was like, he just got a really disgusted look on his face or something. Like it bothered him that I had an altar right there, right? Like he knows I meditate. He knows that I do videos online and stuff like that. That I have I've told him that. And anyhow, so ever since he's seen my altar, he's been giving me a hard time, right? And it's not just that though either. There's been other times where, I've complained about having narcissists underneath me, and I'm like, because there's a lot of things to it, which I've expressed in previous videos. So anyways, it's like anytime he sees me, it's like he doesn't want to deal with me, right? And so I don't even really talk to this man ever unless I absolutely fucking have to. I will, but I don't like hard-headed people, right? But I'm mindful of these things, and that's the point, right? And that's not based off assumption. It's based off my observation, right? Of one, your body language says it all, because I read people like I can see it coming from 10,000 miles away, folks. I can. And body language says it, facial expression says it. People, a picture speaks 1,000 words, they say, right? And this is the point of Earth School version 0.0 at the same time, right? I wanted to have fun and just do a little bit of something different and share a little bit of my story, how that went. He never said anything to me directly, but then there's the vacuum cleaner, right? They have a vacuum cleaner that's down in the laundry room here. And so I go down there and I'll get the vacuum cleaner. Well, last week I went to go get the vacuum cleaner, right? Because I like to be clean. I don't like a fucking mess. I don't like messes. I like feng shui, cleanliness, right? Stay on top of it. You don't get behind, and it's good. And you can just do what you need to do without having to do anything else because it's already taken care of. That's me. That's where I like to be at. I like my towels folded. I like things organized, put away, out of the way. But every now and then we have that lazy time where we just have those days where we just don't want to fucking do anything at all, right? That's why the laundry stacks up too, right? But anyways, back to the vacuum cleaner. So last week I go to get the vacuum cleaner, just like any other time that I do it. I get all the way up here with the vacuum cleaner, and the motherfucker, it's not sucking good enough. Get your mind out of the gutter. It's not sucking good enough. The dirt is just staying on the floor. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I pull the hose out, release the extender where you can use the hose to suck things up. And I'm thinking, all right, well, if this doesn't have any suction, then, obviously the hose is clogged probably, right? If it does have suction, well, then it's either a busted belt or there's just too much shit underneath of it. And I knew it wasn't the setting for the height of the brush because I already checked that. And so I was right. right? So there's no suction on it. I was like, okay. I was like, well, I don't have anything to do with it. It's not my responsibility, right? So I turned the vacuum cleaner off and I'm like, motherfucker, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. So I take the vacuum back down there. I get up here and I call the office and I'm like, yeah, the vacuum cleaner's not working, right? And so a week goes by. I have a hand broom. I don't have no problem. So I just came up here and I swept, right? Swept by hand. I used my fucking broom by hand. Did it that way. Swept it out the threshold, which is a lot more effective, if you know what I mean. When you sweep dirt out the threshold, you know. Some of you know, some of you don't, whatever. But anyhow, so that day I swept, and then so a week later, after I talked to him on the phone, made him aware of the fact that the vacuum cleaner wasn't working. He's like, okay, we check it out if we fix it, right? Thinking, okay, well, it's been a week. I'm gonna go down there, get the vacuum cleaner, all right? But before I do, I called the office and I said, hey, did you guys ever get a chance to fix the vacuum cleaner? And he said, yes, sir. I checked the vacuum cleaner's fine. There was nothing wrong with it. He was like, we checked it out, it works just fine. I'm like, okay, it's just fucking me, guy. It's me. I'm crazy. I'm making shit up and it's all in my head, right? People like to test you here in Earth School, right? Every day is a test, right? And so I go down there and get the vacuum cleaner, and the whole entire time I'm thinking to myself, I know damn well they didn't fucking fix this son of a bitch. I'm gonna have to do it myself. And the saying my dad always said to me, if you want anything done right, son, you gotta do it yourself, right? I knew it. I knew what it was, right? So I plugged the vacuum cleaner in and turn it on, pull the hose out. It's still the same. They didn't do a thing. It didn't even look like it was moved. They didn't fucking touch it. They didn't fucking fix it. Oh, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, okay. Whatever, guy. But I knew what it was. My innate was telling me, they're lying to you. He's lying. Well, that was correct. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have to fucking do it myself then, right? No problem. No problem, guy. And so being the experienced multitasking person that I am, you know, there's nothing that I can't do. You know, I'm trained in doing so many different things. I can do, you know, I'm a trained electrician. You have to be recertified. And I've never done that. And like carpentry, home repairs, flooring, drywall, painting, right? Home remodel, right? Nothing I can't do. I'm trained with tree work. I love splitting wood, right? I'm all these different things, right? There's nothing I can't do. I can replace a window. Like, there's not a tool I don't know how to use. You know, I can lay tile. I can do all this shit. There's a lot of things that I do. I am a multifaceted individual. Why? Because if you know how to do it yourself, you can save a hell of a lot more money that way, right? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with hiring somebody, but if you can save money and do it yourself, do it yourself. So here I am trying to fix this fucking vacuum cleaner, right? Easy. So I pull the fucking hose off. I get this thing completely off of there. And I'm like, all right, well, so I go grab my broom, y'all. I grab my broom, and it's one of those scrunchy, flimsy hoses, right? And I pull the big part off the one end, so all I have is the hose. And I put the hose on here, and I'm just like, whomp, and it sticks, right? And I'm like, God damn, what's in there, right? And I'm like, and I'm jamming the shit out of this hose, right? All this fucking debris comes out, and Now remember, I mentioned to y'all in one of my videos that they was remodeling the place around here. And they had all these Mexicans doing the work. Well, they only did one side and then they left. They were like, fuck all them buildings. All right, so all these people over here got new beds and shit and whatever, you know. So here's all these screws and drywall and shit fucking falling out of it all over the floor. And I'm like, damn, nobody's used this vacuum since them guys was here. Right? I'm like, says a lot, don't it? Right? So I get all the debris out of it. I go take an old pizza box top and I sweep all the shit up onto the fucking pizza box because I don't have the scooper dustpan. That's what they call it. Dustpan. I don't have the dustpan to scoop it all up into, brush it in there. So I use a pizza box to compromise with and did that. So here's all these screws and all this debris. I get it out of the vacuum cleaner. I fix it myself, put it all back together real quick, turn the vacuum cleaner on. It's good. I mean, this motherfucker's sucking really good. And I fix it, right? It's not even that it was a repair. It was just common fucking sense, right? So I use the vacuum cleaner and there's that. Take the vacuum cleaner down there. And there's the shadow side trying to creep in again. Like, man, you know, you won't just tell that guy, yeah, you fixed it. You did a real good fucking job, didn't you, guy? Like, you didn't fix it. I fucking fixed it. I was like, listen, I wanted to tell him, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And that shadow side creeping in, trying to get me to get all amped up and get into that negative mind state. Like, you know, fuck that guy. Just let me get my hands on that guy. Like, no, Shadow, we're not doing that today. Thank you. So, mindfulness matters most with that thought process. And this ties into the other video I did because I was talking about how there's the two different sides. You know, we have the logic and all that, and then the other side, you know, hijacks the other side, and that's what creates and masquerades around as the self-identity, right? The systematic program from generation to generation. So, you know, everything's a stereotype, and you name it, right? Anyhow, I think we could pretty much understand what I mean by this. What does all this mean? To be in Earth School, well, where every day is a test, folks. And, you know, is it though, or is it our mind state? Is it our mind state? If we get up with a chip on our shoulder, woke up on the wrong side of the bed, you're probably going to stub your fucking toe. You're probably going to be pissed off, be tripping over some cords. Well, goddamn cords, you know. You can go wireless and still trip over a goddamn invisible cord. Then what? Well, that's just it, isn't it? Awareness, paying attention, being mindful, you know, to keep ourselves in check, to check in with ourselves every time that we get up. How are you doing today? Do you feel good today? Are you feeling good about yourself today? Yeah, let's dominate today. I'm a fucking beast. I'm a master. Let's do this. All right, let's do this day. We're going to go about our day. We're going to dominate our day, and we're going to kick ass because we're kick-ass people. I'm a kick-ass person. So are you. Male, female, alien, doesn't matter. You know. So positive self-reinforcement in our mentality is highly important as we go throughout our day to remind ourselves to breathe, and that, yes, we know that ignorance is bliss and that we live in a world that is very much full of things that could be perceived as tests. Doesn't mean we have to partake in those tests, whether we want to or not. They're there. The unpredictable is inevitable. All right. Anyhow, Now, my friend shared a video with me, and I want to talk about that real quick, right? Because it has to do with the dating world. So my soul sister shares a video with me, and it's this video. A lot of you have probably seen it. It's on YouTube. And there's a girl sitting in a restaurant like setting, and she's sitting at the table. You can't see the dude, but there's a camera view on her, right? And you can see this dude spike her drink real quick. And as it plays out, the girl's like, the guy says, oh, well, he was like, yeah, that's nice. He was like, the drinks are good. The drinks are really good. And she's like, oh, yeah, really? And he's like, yeah, they're really good. She's like, I think we're going to have a good night. He's like, oh, yeah, we're most definitely going to have a really good night. Now, he was like, and then he reiterates that, oh, these drinks are delicious. Cheers to a good night, he says. All right. And she starts to pick up the drink. She looks at the camera, right? And then she sits the drink back down. And she's like, my drink looks a little cloudy, she says. Right? Now, pause. I just want to say one thing. While the safety in the dating world is most definitely a thing, and things like this happen all the time, right? While I respect the positive side of this video and what it was that they were trying to do, right? A lot of people will very easily just not being mindful of the fact, because people are just so simple-minded and self-subjected to very easily judge and assume automatically that this is a real-life video and not even read any of the details, nothing like that, not even paying attention to how it all plays out, because they're just like, oh my God, that guy just spiked her drink, right? And while there are piece of shit dudes out there who do this we know is a fact, but it was overall bad acting. It was terrible, right? So using your discernment and really paying attention to what's going on in our everyday lives is a thing, folks, right? And while I honor the fact that the idea and what it was that they were trying to do with this video was overall bad acting, but I respect the fact that they're trying to, raise the awareness. That's the positive side of it. But at the same time, it's fear porn if you're not careful, because there's the people who aren't using their discernment, who aren't being mindful of, is this real or fake? Especially in the world we are today with AI, right? And here's the thing I noticed, right? So from my point of observation, I'm thinking, one, well, she looked at the camera, picked up the drink. She only looked away quick enough for him to real quickly do that, right? And you can't see the dude the entire time. So clearly it's all bad acting, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing. One, after he spiked the drink, she gave herself away by looking at the camera, right? And then she makes the statement that, oh, well, I work for a health organization, and my drink looks kind of cloudy, right? One, you don't need to state where you work and this and that to even, like, you need to have a certain profession. So what she was implying that because she works here is she's trained eye enough to be able to tell if her drink has been spiked or not. No, not at all. Here, folks, let's use the discernment and common sense here and break this down. Because, first off, dude gave himself away. He gave himself away after spiking the drink by, saying that, oh, we're going to have a good night. These drinks are really good. We're going to have a good night. And then was quick to remind her, so that she'll take a drink of the spiked drink, that these drinks are really delicious. So cheers to a good night, right? But she didn't drink. She sat it down and yada, blase, 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 right? Now, look. If you look away from your drink and you're dumb enough to leave your drink right there, my hat's off to you. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, look. It's not rocket science. If you want to do the dating thing, then pick your environment better. For one, either have a picnic, bring your own drink bottle, and keep it out of the reach of the other person. Keep your eye on the target at all times. 2, don't go to a closed-in booth where somebody around you can't see the other side of the wall. You're putting yourself at risk, especially if you're going to leave your drink right there. If you're going to leave your drink right there, then you're setting yourself up. If you are not disciplined enough and you're trained in your mind, especially if you're really insecure, right? And you're iffy, or just playing it safe. You don't have to be insecure, but there are those. And I'll get to why I said that. Actually, I'll just say that now. Look, if you're sketchy about going on a date in the first place, rather it's your intuition speaking to you or you're stuck in a place of fear, stop trying to date. You don't need to date. Facts. Period. Stop trying to date. Right? And what kind of dating are we talking about here? Like, there's so many different types of dating. And like, because everybody has their preferences, right? But if you are going to go out into the dating world, then I suggest be mindful and pick a really good environment. You know, if you plan on having drinks and you're not going to do a picnic, then pick a place that's outside where there's lots of people, it's open, and pick a place that's, you don't only have that one kind of table, but there's that other little table that sits off by you, you know. Pick a place that has a secondary table so you can take your drink, and if you want to not have to worry about having your eyes on your drink at all times because you're testing the dating scene out and you're not sure, but you want to be able to relax without having it on your mind, then prevent it from happening in the first place. Take your drink, sit it away from the other person. Or, if that's not possible, then pick a place that has lids on the fucking drink, right? Pick a place that has lids on the drink. Be smart, right? Or don't get a drink at all. And pay attention to your food if you're going to eat, right? But if you're insecure and you're not sure about it, then maybe you shouldn't be out in the dating world, period. That would be so much more safe than, oh, woulda, shoulda, coulda, damn, I wish, because, you know, what happens, damned if you do and damned if you don't, isn't something that you want to be stuck in. You know, because sometimes you might be that one because you didn't. Because you wasn't trusting your innate, wasn't trusting your intuition, you went against it. Well, mindfulness is very important, right? It's like holding the door open for somebody. Simple and plain, you know. So, there's that. So, I'm going to stop that there, and I'm going to post this video because I made the point and I shared what I wanted to share, and I just wanted to have fun with it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Like, you know, share away. Don't be greedy because there's always somebody that's needing. And hit the notification bell, ding ding, so you can get notified anytime I drop something new, because you never know what you're going to get over here. And drop a comment, let's interact. Let me know where you're coming from. You know, what are your coping skills? How do you look at things? How do you deal with certain things that come your way? Do you meditate? Do you breathe? What are your tactics? Share them down below. Help the other community members out. Or just share the knowledge. Share the knowledge, because that's what matters, all right? So until next time, y'all, till our paths cross again, in the name of the Crossroads, thank you for tuning into Shadow Nexus 13. It all started with a phone call. Damn, I just started my meditation. Oh. Hey man, hey. You ain't gonna believe this, but so-and-so, what's his face, is doing really good, I seen. I stumbled on him. I thought we'd lost him. Yeah. But hey, yeah, no man, I just wanted to call and let you know that I seen him on TikTok. Yeah, no shit. Oh, how's he doing? Oh, he's doing really good. Oh, so is she. She's doing really good too. Yeah. What's that? Did they get anything new that we don't have? Oh, yes, yeah, they got new equipment and all kinds of stuff like that. They found self-love too. Ooh, oh gosh. Yeah, I know. Okay. Yeah, I know. All right. Well, now that they're doing good and they got new stuff, let's go back into their lives and try to distract them. Yeah, we can't be having that. No. You see him up there making himself look like a fool? Yeah, I know. Right? Yeah. You believe that? Oh yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay, I'm on it. All right. I'll get him on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You get him on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Deal? All right. Deal. You've reached the voicemail box, Ford. I knew you was coming. Why my cell phone is in my trash. So at that.